Good morning. Good morning. I am Tim. Welcome to my stream. Gonna be having lots of fun today. It's Wednesday, so it's leg day. Going to have fun with that. Uh, this is a stream of my workouts for the year. I'm doing a body transformation. The thing that sets my body transformation apart from others is that I'm not using any sort of supplements. So that's no protein powders, no protein shakes, no creatine, no BCAs, no pre-workout, nothing. Just trying to get all my nutrients from the food that I eat. I'm not opposed to supplements. I think if you want to take them, great. Do what works best for you. I've taken them in the past and have had good results. I just don't know if it's absolutely necessary for me to take a bunch to hit my current workout goals. So we're just seeing how it goes for a year and having fun with it. Secondary reason for not doing it is that one of my kids started preschool, and preschool is expensive. So cutting out supplements saves me at least $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year. In this economy, every little bit helps. So, all right, going to get started. Had a bit of a late start today. Not a bit, really late start today. So I'm going to warm up with bodyweight squats. If you remember last week, if you were here, you caught it. Did just bodyweight squats last week. My back was hurt and didn't want to put the pressure on it with the weights, so just did body weights. But hopefully, everything feels good this morning. It's hard to tell. I'm a little sore from doing jumping rope yesterday. Trying to get back into cardio. Kind of fell off on cardio. Trying to make sure I get back into it. So I didn't stream it. It's hard for me to stream when I do workouts in the middle of the day because there's always more interruptions from my kids. But I did still recorded it and posted it on YouTube if you want to check it out. It's there. What's up, Bowser? I haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to be trying to do at least like 3 30-minute sessions during the week of like cardio and doing bag work, hitting the punching bag, trying to get back into it. I did it yesterday, and I say my my form is really taking a hit for punching the bag. I've never recorded myself before hitting the bag, so maybe it's always been bad. But after rewatching it, I was like, oh man, there's a lot to fix here. So usually if I shadow box, like I can see the mirror and I can see my form, but when I'm hitting that bag and I don't have the mirror right there, so I don't see my form as much. I'm not paying attention. But now I will. Now I can fix it. It's funny, as much as I've always liked, punching the bag, and it's always been a fun way to work out stress. I don't. I always recommend not punching people if you're in a fight, if you can avoid it. Whenever you're like working with a bag, it's so easy to throw like perfect punches and not break your hands or your wrist. But if you're ever in a bad situation, it's very easily go wrong. I think it's much better to do, grappling slash like judo throws. You can throw someone versus, hitting them with your hands. It's better, in my opinion. Best probably try not to get in a fight, but if you have to get in a fight, it's better to do a throw. And even if you're small, you can learn how to throw someone that's bigger than you. Versus if you're smaller than your opponent, and you don't even have to be a lot smaller, just a little bit smaller than your opponent, hitting them is not going to do as much good as you'd want it to. That's the 30 pounds, 13.6 kilogram dumbbell. What's going on with you, Bowser? All right, I gotta change up my dumbbells real fast to the 50 pounds. Sorry, man. Some piece of like my dumbbell just flaked off and managed to cut my finger. Yeah, like coating on it. Hasn't happened before. It's weird, like nicked me in two places. Hmm. I don't want to get blood everywhere. Let's go. My dad would say it's a long way from your heart. All right, 50 pounds. All right. That's the fun part in adding in more work is the added drain on my body. So then I have to adjust and keep moving. Good morning, or good day to good evening to all y'all that just came in. I'm just having fun today with leg day. Got the 50 pounds, 22.6 kilogram dumbbells going. 600. That's a joy. Oh man. I missed last week. I didn't miss it. But I had some problems with my back, so last week I just did body weight squats. I did 500, so I got something done. But definitely feeling it this week. And I was saying before, yesterday I started doing some jump roping again. I did 15 minutes yesterday, which doesn't seem like a long time, but I can definitely feel it in my legs today. But we are gonna keep on moving. Oh man. All right. Find that center. Oh, here we go. Oh man. All right, that should. Thank you, Dixie Vixie. Had no idea. The battery died on the mic. Let's see if my sound's back. Hello. Oh, hopefully the sound backs. Just having you in the background. Hope you're well. I'm good. I'm good. I was talking about before summarize. Talking about how like people grunt when they work out, and when you're in the gym and you see someone grunting, it just some of them can really get into grunting super loud. And I'll grunt, but it's not as loud. But I was saying, I also never squat like 400 pounds or bench press, 300 pounds. So it's easy for me to be like, oh, that's ridiculous. But maybe when you squat that much or bench that much, you gotta let out those primal yells. I don't know. It's not. When I was saying, when I posted one of my like last sets on the YouTube 1 week of like squatting, and somebody put on there like, oh, like I thought you were like doing something really hard, and I saw like how much weight you were lifting. And commented on the fact that I was making or breathing heavy and running for not a lot of weight. I was like, yeah, but that's like the end of the workout. So I've pretty much killed my legs. And so now 30 pounds is a lot of weight. But it's just always that whole having perspective and not making snap judgments is super hard. And the other illustration is like when you come to a parking lot and you go to park your car, but everyone has parked crooked, like on both sides of you. So you have to park your car crooked. And then, you're frustrated. Like, I can't believe these guys park so horribly. You go in the store and you come out and those two cars are gone. Your car is the only one that's there. And now you look like the guy that parks crooked. And you know that somebody parked next to you and was thinking the same thing. Like, why can't this guy park straight? So, it's just that perspective of just taking times. Don't make a snap judgment. All right. All right. That is the 5th set with the 50 pounds, 22.67 kilograms. Gonna be moving down to the 40 pounds. Now, that's the second week I've hit the I catch my breath. That's the second week that I've hit the 50 pounds for 5 sets of 15, which means next week I'm gonna be adding 5 pounds. So we're doing 55 pounds next week, and that'll be fun. Just add on more weight. Keep pushing. There's always a temptation to plateau because it's still hard. Like, it's not easy getting through the 5 sets. And part of my mind is like, oh man, like if we just stay here for a while, it gets so much easier. But if you do that with weightlifting, if you just stay at one spot, eventually it's going to get heavy again because you're not growing and your body, you just don't want to plateau. Keep adding forever. When I was 11, you start 6th grade in the United States. And at 11, when you roll in, you get to gym class. And one of the first things you do at the beginning of the school year is they have you run a mile. And they tell you, go run as fast as you can. So you're excited to run a mile and to race with your friends. So like I went out and ran really hard. And I think I had like less than 7 minutes and 30-second mile time. And then thing is though, is the rest of the year, your grade is dependent on making yourself faster and faster. So it gets hard. So by like the end of the year, in order to get a good grade, like I was running almost a 6-minute mile. It was like 6.22 was my fastest time. And it was a lot of work. So the next year, rolling the 7th grade, and they start the year and they say the same thing: run your fastest mile. Except it hit me. If I run my fastest mile now, I'm going to be having to run sub 6s by the end of the year to get a good grade. And I don't feel like running that fast. So I ran my first mile back was like almost 9 minutes. So then the rest of the year, I don't think I ever had to dip below a 7-minute mile, which, is counterintuitive if you want to be able to run fast. But I was more worried about, or more concerned about, having to kill myself to get a good grade. All right, 40 pounds.
I just realizing I could probably blame my mischievous ways or desire to get out of work on my dad. When I when I was a kid, the my dad, I know I was 7, and my dad wanted me to read my first like big chapter book. And so I forget what the incentive was, but he promised me something if I could finish reading Tom Sawyer. And so I read Tom Sawyer, and I loved it. It was the first book I ever read that was a big chapter book with no like no real pictures. Just occasionally there's a sketch, but I loved it, and I loved Tom Sawyer, and I loved the way he got out of work, and I appreciated his genius. And I'm sure that was a big influence on me. I definitely identified a lot with Tom Sawyer. And the funny one is like Tom Sawyer's aversion to rich people or kids that are dressed in nice clothes and pompous definitely rang true for me, because like when I was a kid, we always wore secondhand clothes. Like we would buy used clothes when I was a kid, and you'd have like all the other kids make fun of you and stuff, or have their like brand new clothes and brand new shoes like every week or every month. One kid would get a brand new pair of Tommy Hilfigers every time there was a new color, and it definitely made me identify with Tom Sawyer, which is probably why I appreciated procrastination and getting out of work for so long. I have a good work ethic, though. I do. It's just school was always something that I wanted to get out of. Definitely feeling it today. that that jump roping definitely added to being a little bit more tired today. The cool part is, compared to last night, or sorry, compared to 2 nights ago, I slept so good. My kids managed to not wake me up at all between 11 and 5 a.m. That's about 6 hours of no interruption to my sleep, which is super rare. It hardly ever plays out that way. It's very rare that I can go a whole night without them waking up and wanting something. So super stoked on that. That was awesome. It's crazy to be stoked on 6 hours of sleep, but I am. What's up, James? Oh man. So I don't do the random challenges due to time constraints of my working out. I have a small window to get things done. So no, I don't really do the random challenges. But thank you for asking. I have a hard enough time getting the challenges I set for myself done. Maybe in a year, or when this year is done. Check back with me in January. See where I'm at on random challenges. Thanks, man. All right. Still doing the 40 pounds, 18.14 kilograms. Yeah, you can tell me what the challenge is. No, I watch other channels and see other users doing challenges, and it seems like fun. But they like a lot of them have like 3 hour workout windows and 2 hour workout windows, but mine is just 1 hour to get in and get it done before my kids wake up. But yeah, go ahead. Let me know what your challenge is. James says it's simple and straightforward. Just keep or maintain both hands put together behind your back, not behind your head, and see if you can last being in that position for 1 minute only. All right, that is pretty simple. What I'll do, because I have to take a breather in between sets. Anyways, I might as well put my hands behind my back for 1 minute. After this next set, I'll do your challenge, but only because it's not going to interfere with anything else that I'm doing. How long can you keep your hands behind your back? I'll tell you, the only part about your challenges that ever concerned me is you're gonna be like a ninja in the rafters of my garage and I don't see you. And the second I put my hands behind my back, you're gonna pop out of nowhere and grab me. Call that a side effect of seeing too many scary movies. Well, growing up in the 90s with the movie Scream, I feel like this is how a scary movie would go. And they'd be like, don't do it, man. Everyone in the audience is like, don't be dumb. Don't put your hands behind your back. He's right there. Especially because I have these curtains. It makes it even easier for you to hide. Or it'll be like baby steps. They'll go from this to being like, hey, why don't you see if you can break out of zip ties? I just get, now see if you can zip tie yourself and put yourself in the trunk, the car that just pulled up, and get out of the trunk, zip ties and the trunk. Ain't no way, man. gotta stop for a second. So I let myself get distracted and move my knee a little funny. All right. Let's one of my kids is waking up, so this will be the last part of the day. All right, so I'm assuming hands like this, like flat. I can't get my palms. I can only get my fingertips touch. Does it have to be your palms? I definitely should probably do some stretching. James says, now you're getting me worried about it too. You never can be too safe. When I was a kid, the internet was just coming out to the general public for use. And they like really drove into us that you don't know who's on the other side of the screen. And it was all about like, you might think that that person's your friend. And it'll be just, it was always about like, oh, it's probably not some girl or some kid. It's probably some old man. And that just got pushed into my head so much that I automatically assume people on the other side of the screen are hiding their true identity. Are you supposed to be like, can it be touching your back or is it supposed to be off of your back? Because I feel like because it's touching my back, that this isn't that hard. Oh man, I'm really wish I could touch my palms. All right, well, that's over a minute. I got about 10 more seconds. One of my kids is moving around, and any second now they're gonna be sitting up looking for a parent. All right, that's about 2 minutes. What I was doing is like, I can only get to this point. I couldn't go flat palms. I should stretch more. That's also a reason like where I love lifting, I love building muscle, and I'm gonna keep lifting and increasing weights and building muscle. But I definitely want to stop before I lose, too much flexibility. Like it annoys me when if I'm working out and I go like to like scratch my head. You used to just be able to scratch your head like normal, like a normal person. But now, like, especially when I'm working out, it's like I gotta like stretch it out and then bring it up. I feel like I look more like an ape than just like just casually scratching my head. And that's just like when I've been working out. When I'm not working out and my arms aren't so full of blood, it's definitely easier. But I figure if I keep working out, eventually my resting arms will be that big and I won't be able to like scratch the back of my head easily. And I just don't want to do that. As much as I like big muscles, there's a limit. And that's going to be eventually hitting that limit. The nice part is losing muscle mass is a lot easier than losing fat. So, all right, James. Well, thank you for the challenge. Thanks for making it easy. It was straightforward and something I can do. And it was a good reminder that I need to start stretching again. Because I feel like I should be able to touch my palms behind my back. I just can't manage it right now. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a good Wednesday. Yeah. God bless you. Thank you. Take care, Dixie. Thanks for hanging out. Tell Copa hi when you see him. Are you gonna be on? Are you gonna be streaming today, Dixie? If you are, I will jump on. I like when you play that scary game. Counter Strike's cool, but I wish I keep forgetting to ask you the name of that game. Um, but that scary game looks fun. I'd love to get my wife to try it sometime. She's big into scary movies, but she won't play like scary games with me. But maybe I can trick her into it. I try to get her to play them, but she's like, nope. But we'll see. I know she should. All right. James says, I mean, you can make it harder and challenging for yourself. We'll do. I think I should stretch more. But thank you guys. Have a good day. God bless you.